Hello beauties, I hope you're doing fabulous. Shaz here, and as always I'm going to do a to buy or not to buy on Halloween with a Halloween costume, as I do every year. In these videos I talk about new makeup that's releasing, and I'm going to do my look on camera as I'm going to talk myself out of buying any new releases. Hopefully in the process I can also inspire you to say no to some of this stuff. We don't need so much makeup. I personally know I have a whole lot of makeup and I can dupe most of it. If that sounds good, give a thumbs up and let's jump into the video. Beauties, before I get started, I'm sure you all want to see this costume. So this is the head of Bucky with the cute ears and the cap. And this is the body. Obviously my tummy is white, and then I have this cute little tail right here. I don't know if I'm a beaver or an otter. I actually don't know the difference. I think it's beaver that has the buck teeth. Then it's probably a beaver. Also, my nails are old press-ons from Kiss that I got at TJ Maxx way before I was even on a no-buy, so like August or something. Yes, in the US, that's how we roll. Halloween stuff starts, frankly, in July sometimes. Interestingly, beauties, I was at Costco like 3-4 days ago and there was nothing Halloween. It's like Halloween hasn't even happened, but it's come and gone as far as merchandise is concerned in the US. That's how we do it. We have this candle, which is pumpkin scented candle. It's like very Halloweeny. It's black. And I'm saying this is Halloweeny separate from the fact that it smells like pumpkin is because this is the lid. And we are going to use my dupe of Harvest of Souls from Fantasy Cosmetica. The dupe video is going to come, but we're going to use it for the eye look today. Let's get started. Friends, this is back from Notoriously Morbid. They released this like a couple of years ago. This is not new, and it's back for Halloween. This is a 12-pan palette that's kind of a mix of eyeshadow, face color, whatever funky stuff. I mentioned this when I reviewed it in the original To Buy or Not to Buy, where I talked about this, and I'm gonna say that same thing again, which is that these are a lot more aesthetically pleasing than being practical. Obviously you can't like store all these pans. You're gonna get unknown colors all over the map. But the concept is cute. It's kind of a cute decoration piece if you use your makeup like that. I don't really do that. My makeup is kind of put in a shelf like books. So yeah, not for me. Also, friends, I keep getting messages from Terra that they're bringing back some of their discontinued shades. And some of them I have swatched in past videos. I'm going to tag those videos in the description box below if you've been waiting for shades like Crimson Eclipse, like Alter Ego. Some of those were gonna be discontinued. I have a video on that. Some of them had already been discontinued. I had another video on that, but the ones that were completely gone have been brought back. They also mentioned that they've brought back the Cosmic Wanderer palette that I had it on this desk. I don't have it right now, but I have a review of that palette with swatches and whatnot. The review's tagged below. Also, their other palette, Barrio palette. I have that palette as well. That is a great palette if you want to use the shades for making your own custom-made palettes. I actually noticed one of the shades, the red in that palette, would have been a fantastic dupe for some of the reds in the Speakeasy palette. There are new things coming from Shine by SD. I am excited about these, particularly that my no-buy is going to be over on November 8th, which is a little bit more than a week. And I don't think these are going to release until then. Regardless, I'm probably gonna, if there's anything I'm interested in picking up, it's not happening right now. It's going to go on a list of things to buy during the holiday sales. There's no point in buying things a few weeks before holiday sales. Of course, if they are going to be subject to the sales. Let's talk about this one from Adept. This kind of took me by surprise. They had talked about releasing a palette, and I didn't think this was going to be the color story. Personally, I can't really understand this color story. I feel a lot of people told Adept, including myself, that we want the mattes in the palettes to be a little bit more different. So I feel like they've gone all over the map, and the mattes by themselves are literally a rainbow Personally, I'm not following the logic, but part of me wants to dupe this palette to see if this could make interesting color stories. I think brands that do these kinds of shades that are all over the map usually put a very neutral shade. In this case, we have that very light beige and then the black, and the reason they do that is for you to be able to just use one color shade and use these two shades to deepen it out or mute it a little bit. Note to self that I should make a video about how to make dark version and light version and mute version of colors. Yeah, I'll make that video for you all in my color theory series. I think the palette is around $60. I'm assuming that all of these shimmer shades are kind of multi-chromy and very special. Although that green one at the very, very end looks like just a metallic. Yeah, I mean, I've stopped really understanding whether the prices make sense anymore. It's a pretty palette objectively, but I think I'll pass. If you want me to dupe any of these palettes or attempt to dupe, obviously it's very difficult to do a 100% dupe because I will not know if any of the multichromes is going to be a dupe if I don't have this palette so that I can swatch them next to each other. But if you want me to do a dupe attempt, write it in the comments below. And I know I have a long list of dupes that I promised you all that I'm working on. Stay tuned on those. Lights Lacquer has sneak peeked this, which is gorgeous. It's very Christmassy. It's dropping tomorrow. Cute and very Christmassy. Not something I'm gonna run to pick up. Right now, if I buy anything on the nail polish side, it's going to be funky stuff. I'm not gonna spend, I don't know, $15 on just a solid red shade. Makes no sense. We have these Ice Maiden Multichrome pigments from Beauty Moon. Beautiful, but loose pigments are not for me. They're not for me because I'm the ultimate goofy person who is going to get them all over everything unintentionally. No, I can't do loose pigments. In fact, I got some loose pigments in an old order from Shelby, and I also got some loose pigments in an old order from Dia Varone. And I have never used, I think they still have the seal on. I don't think I've ever even opened them because I'm just afraid I'll get them over everything. Okay, let me quickly use Party Proof from Colourpop to prime. Okay, while that is drying, let's talk about this one. Ladybug Glow. We haven't talked about Ladybug Glow. They kind of disappeared for about like half a year, if not longer. They have released this cute little 5-pan palette. I could absolutely dupe this, but I have to give it to them. I like the color story. I think the color story is very Valentine's Day, but it's cute. You all know, if you saw my last video, that I did kind of a mauve color story. So, hey, I can't complain about any other brand doing it. And this is cute. It's supposed to have 1 iridescent multichrome, 1 marble duochrome, 1 creamy metallic, and 2 mattes. And it is already available. So if this is your thing, it's available. You can pick it up, but I'm passing because I can very easily dupe it. We already talked about Beauty Moon. Let me also mention these. These are lip oils for the Ice Maiden pigments that I talked about. I have enough lip oils that I need to use. So not for me. Let me get started on the look. And friends, like last time, I'm gonna use a whole jumble of brushes. So because I haven't put the duping video up yet, this part of the palette are extra shades, extra recommendations for the shades already in the palette. But what I haven't covered are the actual 16 pans that are supposed to be the shades. So those are the ones I'm going to use. Let's begin with this beautiful light toned yellow. And I'm going to put that across my crease. Let's talk about this one. This is from Laced with Cherry. Never heard of this brand. I think this is a collab with Raggedy Ann, but I don't really, it says Raggedy Ann Kauai Picnic. Is it Kauai like the island in Hawaii? But I thought that Kauai is with a U. I used to have a Raggedy Ann doll when I was a kid, and I find this so cute. but I can dupe this. This is a pretty nice wintry palette though. I always associate like reds and blues together with winter. So nice palette, but not for me. I also don't really have any information about it. I don't know the price and I don't know this brand, so I can't tell you what kind of quality this is gonna have. If you are curious, you can see more reels and whatnot on Lace with Cherry's Instagram account. Continuing with this one, which is the Inside of Sugar Drizzle palette. We talked about the outside packaging last time, and I'm very confused because it looks like it has two teals that are very similar and two blues that are very similar, and frankly those two orange reddish ones are also very similar. Also, I'm pretty sure I can dupe these shades, so not running to pick it up, but I feel like it's a little bit duped by itself. I feel like it has dupe shades in it. I think you could have just removed some of those dupes. It's a $37 palette though, and that's not a bad price, although it seems like all of these are duochromes. Let's continue with the look. I'm going to use Singe E01 to go into this green, and I'm putting it out here. And then I'm going to go back with this brush and blend these. Okay, I'm liking that. Now I'm going to go with E04 from Singe into this beautiful red. I'm going to diffuse it a little bit on my hand so that it doesn't have a lot of fall off. And I'm going to do my lower lash line. We're just going to do colorful today. And then I'm going to pick this one, which is kind of a larger headed brush. This is number 12. I'm going to go into this gray, diffuse it a little bit on my hand. Also, this is a beautiful gray that has a hint of purple, and I'm going to use it to buff out the red. Oh, let's talk about this one from Shelby. You know what this reminded me of? That palette from Kaleidos. What was the name of that palette? Something Flower from Kaleidos. And I have that palette, and I don't use that even that much. And this definitely gives me the vibe with the light green and the pinks and also the teals. But I can dupe this. Do you all want me to dupe this? I also feel like this is not really a fall color story, but it's pretty. This whole thing at full size is $59, which I would never pick up because I never go through a full size of anything. And at mini, it's $29, which honestly is not a bad price for, what is it, like 10 shades? Is it 10 or 12? 10, yes. Oh, we have this one restocking from Dee Dee's Signature. This came out last year, right? So if you were waiting for this, it's going to be restocked soon. I don't have a date for the restock, so just check Dee Dee's Signature's Insta account or their website. It doesn't make sense for me to buy these kinds of palettes because if you're going to make content with them, the only way that makes sense is to buy them at launch. Let's talk about this one from Made by Michelle, Space Cowboy Full Collection Rounded Up Cowboy Makeup Gift Set. Okay, that's a giant name. This collection has a whole lot of stuff. Brushes with alien theme, some alien related 6-pan, I think multichrome black base probably. Some of what looks like skin glows and highlighters and lip stuff. Yeah, a whole lot of stuff with a bunch of bags. But the core item, which is the eyeshadow palette, honestly, remove those two blues. And it's neutral. It's all neutral. These palettes really confuse you with a funky, colorful background. You look at it, you see purple, but in reality, it's a neutral palette. So no. And I can guarantee you, I don't have a price, but this is probably not going to be cheap. So moving on. Okay, I'm going to use Specular from Divina here. But I'm going to put some of this pink. This is a beautiful, beautiful, like duochrome-y, purpley, magenta-y sort of a pink. So let's go with that. I think this is a great way to sort of bring the upper and lower lash line together because my lower lash line is sort of red, and this is also sort of pink. Okay, I can also go back with E01 and do a little bit of blending at this edge and this one. Would this be very, very dark in my inner corner? I think this is going to be very dark in my inner corner. I'm going to use this one. This, I thought this would have been a shade instead of that when I selected that one, but let me quickly tell you what shade this is. This is Fiesta from Copacetic, which is a very special shade. You see that green? I'm going to use that in my inner corner. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, because the gold would be too dark for the inner corner. Although I want a grungy look, but I feel like that's just way too grungy. Also, I've never used Fiesta, so let's see how this is going to turn out. Beautiful, beautiful shade. Look at that. And how glowy and beautiful that is. Okay, so that's it for the eyes. Let me quickly do the rest of my face. I'll be right back. Okay, beauties, this is the completed look. Used a little bit of these Passport NYX collab with Beetlejuice on my cheeks, and then this one, Sugar Cookie from Too Faced on my lips. Let's do this last one and we can call it a day. Actually, there's two. First, this one, again from Beauty Moon, and this is the actual Ice Maiden palette. You know, earlier I talked about the flakies on the side and the lip oils. This is the palette. Kind of nice, but I feel like it's a little large. We definitely didn't need a matte black. I feel like the blue and the light blue are just too close. And the shimmery purples and the shimmery grays, at least in the swatches, it's very difficult to see why they're supposed to be different. So yeah, I think this could have been smaller. If not 9 pan, then definitely 12. I also don't have a price, but if you want to pick it up, use someone's code. I'm not going to pick it up. I can definitely dupe this. And then, friends, last but not least, I had to talk about this today because it's Halloween. The return of Ghostface, everybody, with Glamlight. If you all remember, their original Ghostface palette was mostly grays, and I think they got a lot of heat about it, and people like myself said this needed to have more reds. I've been saying that about literally any palette because I'm like, I want more matte reds, true reds. So they have now brought this, and as much as I hate to say it, because Glamlight really needs to stop it with all the collabs with scary movies, I like this one. I can't believe I'm saying that. This is nice. Even the palette, and I don't know if those two bottom shades are gray and black or gray and maybe a little bit deep blue. I hope it's kind of deep blue because if it is, I'm here for it. Even if it's not, there's something grabbing me about this palette. Maybe it is that I had an amazing experience with their Chucky palette, and this psychologically reminds me of that, and I'm like, I want to use it. The palette itself is $32, as it is with Glamlight. There is a whole lot of stuff in this collection, and each of them individually are reasonably priced, including the palette, for being 15 shades. Beauties, we've been seeing like $70, $80, $90 for 15 shades. So in comparison, when I see this and it grabs me, I'm like, I see you, Glamlight. You did good. I'm liking this. Also, last year they had that Ghostface mirror, right? I kind of wanted that to be brought back. Was that brought back? I wanted that again. Why is that not back? Like, honestly, this whole... Oh, it is. It is back. Yes. I don't know why, but I'm here for that. Not the bags and whatnot. I'm just not going to use that kind of stuff. But yeah, a whole lot of their stuff is back, and honestly, a lot of these things grab me. The lip oil, the lip mask, the mirror, even the lipstick. Yeah, this I like. I know you all would not have guessed that. But yeah, let me know if you're picking this up. I'm not going to pick up because I'm on a no buy. Also, if I want to pick up anything from Glamlight, it's going to be part of my holiday sale pickup. Now the question, the eternal and the most important question is, why is this releasing after Halloween? Does anybody even pick up Halloween stuff a few weeks after Halloween? Anyway, beauties, if there's anything you managed to talk yourself out of this week, or if there's anything releasing that you are still thinking about picking up, or maybe you couldn't control yourself and you ended up picking it up, don't forget to share it in the comments below. Also, if you had an exciting costume for Halloween, I would love to know what it was. I love you all. As always, I'm going to bring the camera closer and show you this look from close up. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget a thumbs up. And until next time, bye.